and welcome back to another Monday Fun Day where we are back with our podcast, Passion Unscripted. Because passion, you can't just script it. You have to go with the flow and you just trust the process. And look at our festive background. We are still in the season of giving. I just love this time of the year, right? No matter what it is, whether this is Christmas, New Year's holiday, whether this is Thanksgiving holiday, just give me the holiday to celebrate and I will do that. And hello to all our Raven fans. We appreciate you. We love you. And if this is the first time you are tuning in, hello, my name is Irina Portnova, and I am all about manifestation and how do we use the law of attraction to attract our ideal partner into our life. And I'm here with my co host, Dina Alexander. Dina, would you like
Hi.
to say a couple of words about yourself?
Yes, of course. It's Monday. It's fun day. And my name is Dina.
Yay!
My name is Dina Alexander. I am in Aruba at this moment. I am a coach, a personal coach, a relationship coach, and a sex coach.
Mhm.
Why? Because I think that sex and spirituality should be married with each other because we humans, we need to take that intimacy to another level.
Mhm.
It's not all about making babies and only having fun. No, it's manifesting, it's creating what you want.
Yes, absolutely. And that's what we are talking about. See, I'm messing up with our colors here. And I love the live episodes because it's all freaking raw and real, right? So
Yes.
there are no excuses. We do not have to be perfect. We just want to take the effort and be here. Hey, Al.
Hey,
Yes,
there we
Al.
go.
Hello, welcome. Al says December months, the favorite months. Yeah, I think it's like the spirit of the holidays, right? And it's just like knowing this is the end of the cycle. We are moving into the new year. So this is a great opportunity, a great time for us to all just kind of gather and think about what did we create this year, right? And what we want to create in the year going forward. And thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate you. We love you. And let's go into our topic for today because, as always, Dina comes up with this topic and we want to relate them that, like everything what we have in our body, we also connect to our mind, right? And why is that mind and pelvis connection is crucial? Because our pelvis is like a mirror for our emotion. And if our mind is overloaded, our pelvic floor becomes overreactive, right? So if our mind is disconnected, so is our pelvis because it can become numb and it can totally shuts down, right? Because pleasure always starts from awareness, not with the body. And our mind becomes that switch, so our pelvis is just the amplifier. So let's talk about it, Dina.
I love this topic. This is what I
Mm-hmm.
live for. I help women, and pelvic muscle training is my thing. So today we are diving into a topic that 98% of women think they understand, but only 2% actually embody it.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them understand it, but they don't embody it. But it's
Mm-hmm.
all about what you do with your pelvic muscle. It's pelvic exercises. But wait,
Mm-hmm.
wait, before you picture a boring Kegel commercial or doctor quietly hinting you should tighten things up. No, it's not about that. Okay, stop, reset, come back to me. Your pelvic floor is not just about bladder control. As you said, it is the home of your sensuality, your
Mm-hmm.
creativity, your emotional safety, your sexual power. All of that is in your pelvic muscle. And it is wired directly to your mind. Your pelvic muscle don't just contract and relax. They respond to your stress, your fear, your fantasies, your presence, your confidence, your shame, your desire. Every thought you think shows up down there.
Mm.
And it happens not only to women, it happens to men also. But the difference between men and women is the men use it more often than women. We kind of ignore it. Okay, so today
Mhm.
we are going to explore how your mind shapes your pelvic responses, why pelvic muscle exercises matter way more than you've been told, how emotional safety affects pelvic openness,
Mhm.
the mind body loop that amplifies pleasure. This is
Mhm.
not about pelvic straining, it is about reclaiming that part of you that holds your fire, your softness, your creativity, your sensual truth. Because when your mind is present and your pelvis is alive, your whole body becomes a source of pleasure, confidence, and connection. So let's dive in.
Mhm.
Tell me, what
Yes.
opened up
Well,
in you?
like I have to admit, I don't do any exercises, but that's why I'm excited about today's topic. Because again, if we are open, staying open, for receiving something new, something like informative, and if we are curious to try it out, again, we cannot deny something what we haven't experienced. So I love this conversation because again, pelvic exercise becomes more matter for the women who already had the kids, who might experience the injury or bladder concerns, but we know that the benefits go far beyond that, right? Far beyond the physical, because pelvic exercises also improve our sensation. They support the lubrication and arousal. They create that emotional grounding. They also strengthen the muscles, right? So we feel more confident when we are intimate with the partner. And it also has the ability to reduce pain and tension. So this
Yeah.
way, our intimacy becomes more enjoyable. And
Yes.
our trained pelvic floor improves the posture, our hormone regulation, and lower back comfort. And the biggest secret is that strong pelvic floor enhances our feminine magnetism, the way we talk, the way we walk, the way we move and hold our energy. So, this is not just pure fitness, it's actually sensual power activation.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, listen, everybody out there, if your pelvis were a character in a movie, she
Mm-hmm.
would be the mysterious, powerful woman in the corner, sipping wine silently and watching everyone pretend to know what's going on.
I love that.
She's ancient, she's wise, she is psychic, and she reacts to every single thing you experience. The pelvic floor isn't just muscles, it's an emotional barometer. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
what is L telling us? Pelvic movements are creating the juices within us and putting our sexual alignment back into place. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes, yes, L. It's an emotional barometer. Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
it tightens when you are stressed, it lifts when you're turned on, it softens when you feel safe. It freezes when you feel threatened. It opens when you trust yourself. Here
Mm-hmm.
is the spicy truth. Most women's pelvic muscles, pelvic floors are tense, tired,
Mm-hmm.
and emotionally armored, not weak. And that's the problem. And
Mm-hmm.
nobody is talking about it.
Yep, nobody.
We are told to do our kegels like little secret assignments, but no one explains that if your pelvic muscle is chronically tight for stress, trauma, or perfectionism, the last thing it needs is more squeezing. It needs
Mm-hmm.
to learn how to relax, how to get soft. The pelvis needs awareness, it needs breath, it needs relaxation, it needs emotional safety, and then strength.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're listening to us, honey, your pleasure isn't hiding, it is just being clenched for survival. That's what's happening. You're clenching your pelvic muscles due to stress and traumas. So,
Mm-hmm.
what is happening? Because a lot of women are told or are getting um, um, operations, surgeries, because they are told that their pelvic floor muscle are weak. So, what
Mm-hmm.
can you tell me? What
I
is
don't
it?
know. I'm not familiar with that. So you share the information.
Yes, I do think because the the they have been ignoring the pelvic muscle so long, and at a certain period they need to get an operation to, because it's so painful, and it takes a long while before it gets strength through training. So
Mhm.
the easiest ways to get this fixed fast is through a surgery. That's what I
Mhm.
do. I'm not a doctor. I'm not pretending
Mhm.
to be, but I do know a lot of women that are suffering due to this pelvic muscle issue. Okay, that we
Mhm.
are not being taught um, um, early at an early age. Okay,
Mhm.
so what L apparently knows a lot. Let's see what he says. L, women cowboys sipping the wine in the bar and getting ready to pull the gun out. The mysterious story begins.
That's a great one. Yep. Mhm.
Oh, he's still in the movie. Good.
Mhm.
I love
Yep.
it. I love it, El.
Yeah.
So let me share with you how your mind shapes your pelvic muscles response. Okay. Um, your pelvic muscle is basically your body's spiritual truth teller. You can say, I'm fine, but your
Mhm.
pelvic floor will be like, no, she's not. She hasn't reset it since 2014.
Mhm.
Let's break down how your thoughts affects your pelvic responses. Okay, emotional. So emotion against pelvic reaction. So a stressful thought, I'm not enough. The pelvic tightens protecting you. Okay. A fearful thought, what if I disappoint him, for example? The pelvic floor lifts and closes. A shame thought, for example, my pleasure doesn't matter. The pelvic goes numb and shut down. A confident thought, so for example, I deserve pleasure. The pelvis softens and becomes receptive. And that's what we want. Your mind talks, your pelvis listens every time. And you can rewind this podcast and listen to it again what I've just said, and feel your body, and you can feel your pelvic muscle responding to your thoughts. So this is why so many women struggle with orgasms, or they struggle with arousals, or with lubrications, or even feeling anything. Some women, they don't feel anything. It's
Mhm.
not a body failure, it's a mind body communication issue, and it can be fixed. That's
Mhm.
why I do believe in marrying intimacy with sex. Because if you don't have a connection with your pelvic muscle area, it's in vain. you you
Mm-hmm.
you can't feel anything. Your pelvis can't bloom when your mind is fighting for survival. It blooms when your mind says, baby, you're safe here. What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
What do you
Yes,
think?
I love it. I totally agree with you that there is a true connection between mind and body. This is something that actually increase our pleasure sensations, because if our mind is calm, it's trusting, the pelvis becomes more responsive, right? It increases the pleasure, the confidence rises, and our mind relaxes even more. But when our mind is stressed, the pelvis tightens and the sensations drops and frustration increases and the mind becomes even more tense, right?
Yes.
So there is definitely the pure connection between these two, and we either build a pleasure loop or shutting down loop. And
Yes.
pelvic training helps create that pleasure loop, right? Because it shows us the better circulation, stronger contractions, deeper release, more sensitivity, stronger connection to our body. And when we combine this with our awareness, right, how the mind and our pelvic muscle work, everything becomes like a different level. Pleasure becomes easier, pleasure becomes fuller and more natural, not forced.
Yes. When I provide that training, my mind usually I feel my clients,
Mhm.
and I hear myself say a lot of time, release, relax, let yourself open up. And
Mhm.
my focus is a lot on that. So I
Mhm.
do connect with my clients and I hear myself saying that a lot. That says to me, yes, you can train your pelvic muscle. However, relaxing and releasing and opening up should be the most important thing after having it tightened up. Okay, you need to learn to release it. And that brings
Mhm.
the softness into your body. So let's sass things up because your pelvic floor deserves enthusiasm. Let's have fun.
Mhm.
Pelvic training is not about tightening only, it's about mastery. It's about full spectrum sensual intelligence. Pelvic exercises matters because they, as you said, they increase blood flow, improve lubrication, makes orgasm deeper, fuller, and longer. They allow emotional release stored in pelvic muscle because there's where we as women store our traumas and emotions. They build up confidence in your sensual identity. They help your body trust itself again, and it brings awareness into your body instead of living in your head all the day. And that's how usually women live. And
Mhm.
here's the kicker: most women are doing pelvic exercise wrong. They are squeezing with zero breaths. You need to use your breath to squeeze. So if you squeeze without your breath, there is zero awareness, zero emotional presence, zero connection to what they're feeling inside. That's like dancing salsa by flexing your biceps. Have you
Mm.
done salsa? Have you ever done salsa?
Mm-mm.
Okay. You don't use your biceps. It's missing the point entirely if you don't use your breath. Proper
Mhm.
pelvic activation is mindful, sensual, emotional practice. It is not just contract and relax. It is feel the breath, open up, and squeezing. That's how it's supposed to be. Okay? So tell me what comes up.
I think you have some products, right, that help people with pelvic muscle training.
Yeah, men and women.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's the same as the gym. It's a muscle. So
Mm-hmm.
when you train your biceps, you need a weight, okay? Because without the weight, it will take a time before it starts getting harder. So it's the same. We use yoni egg training, yoni eggs. These are crystals, or a Kegel ball. Okay, I don't have them with me at the moment, but if you don't know how or which one is good for you, you can always contact me, and I'll help you out and search one good for you. And I do give the training how to use them, and train yourself by using a yoni egg training, yoni egg, or a Kegel ball. So,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not needed. I think we have it. If it's chronic, what you're having, then I would say you should buy a Kegel ball. And if you want to use a very beautiful practice, which is yoni egg practice, yoni egg training, it's a
Mm-hmm.
very beautiful training for women. Then I teach you that.
Mm-hmm.
You can train your muscle, your Kegel, your pelvic muscle, while you have a very beautiful practice. That's how I
Mm-hmm.
attend to these practices.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Let me see the time. Oh, the time is not big.
Almost at the top of the hour. Yep.
So, um, for closing, because it's almost time. um your pelvic, as I said, your pelvic floor is not just an anatomy. It is your sensual truth. It's a truth teller. It is your emotional archive. It is your creative engine. It is your pleasure gateway. When your mind is present and your pelvic muscle is alive, you stop living from the shoulders up and starts living as fully embodied, deeply connected, wildly powerful woman. If this episode awakens something in you, if your pelvic is whispering, hey, pay attention to Dina or to Irina, okay? If you want deeper guidance, practices, or personalized support, I would love to connect. If I would love if you would connect with me or with Irina. Find me on Instagram. I'm on Instagram with as a coach. Mhm. I think it's Aruba.
Mm-hmm.
And my website is www.successbliss.love, um, where we dive into mindful pelvic training and sensual embodiment, emotional release, and reclaiming your full feminine power. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I
That's so
want.
powerful. Yep. And I just wanted to add that Dina is very professional in that area. I'm just kind of a student, but what I wanted to add to this episode is to say that strong pelvis supports your body and aware mind awakens your pleasure. But when we combine both of those, we tap into the level of intimacy and pleasure we did not even know existed, right? So again, this is just the invitation. If you are listening to this episode, if you are watching us, this is our invitation to you to reconnect, retrain, and reawaken the part of you that holds your deepest feminine power. And again, connect with Dina, and she'll give you more assistance in that area. And Al had another comment. Will dancing and yoga exercises improve the pelvic movement and release the wonderful juices inside the woman's bodies? Dina, that's the question for you.
Okay, there are some dances that targets that pelvic muscle area, and there are some dances that does not target that part. There are some yoga practices that targets that mula bandha, that is the area of the pelvic, But there are some yoga practices that they do not target that bandha. So
Mm-hmm.
if you want to know if it really targets that part of you, you should um, connect with the
Mm-hmm.
professional, or you can connect with me.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yes. It's all about exploring and being intentional and know exactly why you want what you want and just go for it. Because
Yes,
life is all about experiments, right?
yes,
All
yes,
right. So thank you so much. That was powerful episode. Thanks so much, Elle, for joining. As always, we appreciate you. Just share with anybody this episode if you feel like it's helpful. If you're watching this episode and replay, just comment in the comments replay so we know you are tuning in. We love you all, and we'll see you on the next episode. And if there is something you really want to explore, just let us know and we'll talk about it. Thank you so much. Have a good one. Bye.